Hello, everyone. Welcome to Astrano. So excited to have you guys here. Today, we're going to talk about the root chakra. This is our base chakra, so it's really, really important. And we're going to talk about like why it's important, teach you guys all about it so that you guys can understand kind of like what wounds are held in there, how you can heal those wounds, and why it's so important we get the root chakra cleared out if you want to be living the life of your dreams and living in just this beautiful flow with creation. And yeah, it's a very dense chakra. So it's going to be a deep conversation today. I really highly recommend taking some notes. Get your notebooks out, just pause the video here, pause the podcast and get your notebooks out and take notes. 'Cause I'm going to give you guys a journaling exercise to do at the end. So if you already have your journals out, that's perfect. You can take all the notes on the root chakra and then do your own personal journaling exercise at the end. Okay, guys? So I am with Melania and Becca here today. Yeah, so excited. We're all together finally. The girls finally came back from Italy. We're so happy. Exactly. Yeah. So, we're going to dive right into it, guys. So the root chakra is like, you can kind of picture the chakras as like a pyramid. Okay. And the root chakra is at the very bottom. So it's actually the biggest base and biggest, like most important chakra. It is like your connection to this physical reality, how you perceive and can, ground in this physical reality. So if you have symptoms of like anxiety or fear, that's going to be held most likely with traumas that are lodged in your root chakra or one of the bottom three chakras. It's really, really common. If you feel really uneasy to just be in this reality or unsafe, okay, or instability, right? This is all going to be due to the root chakra and, just having different wounds in there. So we're going to talk a lot, I think, about just like healing and quantum healing today, right? Like how we can clear this out of all of your bodies so you guys can have just like a full blown, all like full comprehensive healing within the root chakra because it's so important. And yeah, it's so exciting to heal the root too, because it's like, it is really scary to be in our reality at first, right? Like it's like a lot of like cement blocks and like we're just like kind of clogged in this energy. So when we can start healing the lower chakras, even though they are very dense, it can be like really relieving and you start to notice like, oh my God, like life is actually supposed to be like so beautiful and so fun. And like, I never would have imagined that, So what do you guys have anything that you want to talk about on the root chakra? And then I'm going to go into specific wounding that's within the root chakra. The other thing about the root chakra is that it is developed from ages 0 to 7. So when you have trauma happening in those years, we can go back and heal those, and they all have to do with the root chakra usually. And you can kind of notice like, okay, what was happening in my life when I was 0 to 7? Like, did I have any big traumas? Were my parents fighting a lot? Was I like brought up in a religious family? All of these questions we can ask and really like zone in and look at 0 to 7 for the root chakra and see like how it was developed during that time. Okay. Which is really, really important.
Do you remember those years?
0 to 7?
Yeah.
Oh God, not really. I don't know. Do you guys?
No. So I think we should probably revisit that one.
Yeah.
I definitely find when, like, if my root is really blocked, it kind of starts with like self-confidence, little bits and pieces here. So for me, I love to like dance and just try and release the energy because it gets blocked. There's like stretching that you can do. Obviously, there's like a lot of meditation, but when you start to see that red, for me, the root chakra is actually, it's a red. So it's a red hue. So I think about it like when I'm starting to see red, like with anger, I'm like, oh, gotta get that in check.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
With the root chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Because it truly is. I mean, just look at the name. It's root, right? It's anchoring us in. It's our like thing that is holding us to this physical reality. Mm-hmm. It's very, very interesting, very powerful, the root chakra.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so guys, I'll read through some of the, so you can kind of, like, this is something that you can watch back over, this part specifically, when you're going to do your journaling exercise at the end, to kind of maybe write down some of these that you feel you might have in your root chakra, or that has happened to you within your life, traits that you might have, because it's really good to write those down personally, like, yes, I'm noticing this, okay, it's located in the root chakra. And then at the end, we're going to show you guys also like how you can heal and move energy within the root chakra, move it out, transmute it, alchemize it. So by the end of this, you're going to know, have your personal journaling exercise, be able to self-reflect, as well as how I can then go heal all these things that I'm writing down. Okay. So we got you. But so someone with a healthy root, like we were saying, it's like you're grounding, like Becca just said, right? So like if you feel like really unsafe in this reality, that's a sign of the root chakra being off or having wounding within it. But if someone has a healthy root, this is what they would have traits of. They would be vital, stable, present, creative ease and flow, enjoy strong body. Okay. So physicality, right? If you're healthy physically, your root's probably doing pretty good, if you're really not healthy physically and you don't have a workout plan and, keep that blood flow going, could be just root chakra stuff you need to clear out, and then you'll naturally go and, create a beautiful body for yourself. Benevolent God, you would believe in a benevolent God. You're optimistic. You have good luck or, synchronicities happening within your life. And prosperous. Okay, so a wounded root on the flipped side of this. So when you do your journaling exercise later, please note which of these you may have. Wounded root would be you feel fatigued a lot. You're fearful of scarcity. You feel like you're in a hostile reality. You want to escape physicality. So if you have any addictions, if you have any, things that you like to do to kind of escape. Cold, distrusting, flighty, and your creativity could be choppy. So if your creativity is choppy, you're kind of bouncing around doing a lot of stuff. This is probably a root chakra thing, because you don't have balance or stability within your projects, within your soul mission. And this is why this is cool, guys, because it's like, okay, like these are just wounds. Like we were brought up in this society that really did not teach us how to ground, how to be stable, how to be able to emotionally take care of ourselves. Because a big part of the root chakra is being that for yourself, being that safety for you, because nobody else can do that for you first. Like, yes, people can hold space of love for you, but at the end of the day, like you've got to create that beautiful garden within yourself of safety, so that no matter the environment that you're in, you know what I mean? You feel safe to a certain extent, at least, right? And you can like create that balance. So yeah, that's a few points here. And then, like I said, yeah, your roots developed in the first 7 years. Okay. So infants have pure awareness, right? And everything is perceived as directed towards one, because you as a child cannot discern yet what is me and what is not me. Mm-hmm. So you take everything personally. Even if your parents are fighting, you take it like they're fighting at you, they're yelling at you, even if they're, having a conversation over there together at each other, you're still like absorbing that energy as if it was like them saying that to you, which is very interesting to note. So please be aware of that. If you had parents who fought or with one another, even though you didn't have anything to do with that, you would have still perceived it as if it was like them yelling at you at that age. All the frequencies of our environment shape how we feel about ourselves when we're that age, how we think about ourselves, who we think we are, and how we perceive this reality. Okay, so pay lots of attention to that. Anything our parents feel, think, or say, we experience as directly towards us, like I just said. So even if they say negative things to each other, we perceive they're actually talking to us. And then there's the deep conversation that goes into religion with the root. So So I'm going to touch on it. If you grew up in a religious family, like there's so much beauty in all of the religions. And then there are some things that we can perceive in a certain way, that can cause like really big traumas or blocks within the root chakra. So just good to have awareness of everything. So if you were raised in a religious family, that we can begin to believe there is a judgment and a hostile God. Okay. I think we all know in some of the religions that we've studied, some of them teach like, the judgment thing and that there's this hostile God out there. This program can lead to a feeling that everything in reality is scary, that there's no trust in the reality. And so there is a broken communication between you and the fabric of reality itself. This will block the creational process, creating and manifesting, because there's no flow, no reciprocity between you and the rest of reality. There is a separation there. So that can run really deep, guys. You would be surprised at how many, even our collective wounding, right, within religion, how deeply it is affecting all of us, whether you grew up in a religious family or not. So it's really important to, do the work, see how, certain parts of your body are feeling about the reality, about certain things. You've got to study yourself. You've got to go in there and you've got to just start gathering information, and starting to see what's going on in there, right? So more beliefs like the world is scary, people are competitors, there's not enough money, food, or love, God is judging me, the world is inanimate.
You're not connected to source. I feel like when your root is not developed properly or it's blocked, it is you just kind of floating around. You're trying to live, but you're not actually living because you're not actually grounded. So how do you ground? Like, what are some things that you guys can do to ground? I know that I like to put my feet down and touch the ground, in the earth. I love that. I love putting my feet in the mud. Love it. Dipping. Love it. You need to find something that almost takes you out of your body, but puts you back into it. More presence, I feel. What about you guys?
Well, I've seen Neff learning all of her special dance moves, but that energy, just loving yourself in those moments and just dancing and just enjoying that, you're so sacred. We all have this connection to God that, like Neff is talking about, it's been cut off. If in those 7 years, you don't have a parent that's really trying to foster that, you have a soul, this is important. Know who you are inside, know where you came from, where your life has taken you. So if that part of you is completely shut down, at the age of 7, I don't even know what I was doing then. So it's a lot of work, but at the same time, I think that the base is, like Neff was saying, it's one of the easier ones to kind of get grounded into. So doing some stretching, yoga, meditating. Yeah.
Tree hugging.
Hugging trees. That'll really get you in.
So true. Yeah, these girls are bang on. So we're saying, the root chakra is physicality. So anything physical is going to help you heal your root chakra. That's why people, who have addictions and then they move to working out, they can clear those addictions up just through movement of the body, right? And replace it with movement of the body, and that heals the root chakra. It heals those centers. The other thing to note about the root chakra, which we haven't said yet, is that as you go up in chakras through your body, which we're going to teach you guys about all the chakras, so don't worry. But the lowest one is your root, right? So this is kind of right at your under your genitalia, at your tailbone area. Okay. And then under that chakra is your earth star chakra, which is just below your feet. And your earth star chakra is your connection to Mother Earth as well. So those two kind of go hand in hand, just so you guys know. Your earth star is just below your feet, like I said. So the root chakra moves really slow. okay? And that's why it can actually be very difficult to heal the root chakra for some people who have like extreme anxiety or are, you know, like just or ADHD even, where you're moving really fast all the time. Because for the root chakra, you have to slow down. To even tap into the frequency that it's at, kind of thing, to be able to move energy and heal and flow. But that's why I think movement helps so much, because it gets you out of your mind and it slows you down enough to like start healing the root, is probably what it is. I never actually thought about that before. But yeah, if you guys want, so 100% do movement, like just whatever, like throw on some music and just like flow and go, you know, and just let your body move how it wants to move, because that's the most healing, if you can just like let your body do what it spontaneously wants to do, because your body knows better than your mind is going to know, like how to move and, you know, what's going to heal it. And then if you're going to do it within meditation, like I was saying, you really do have to slow down. So for the root chakra, whenever I'm going to heal the root chakra, I will literally take like probably at least 10 to 15 minutes just to slow my energy down, which is through breath, right? Which is through I love you, breathing in love, I love you, you're safe, like creating that like extremely safe space when we're going into the lower chakras first. And it's great practice anyways, to practice like unconditional love. Like it's so powerful when you just like say like I unconditionally love you, like to your wounds, right? Because the reason that they're acting in the way they're acting is because they don't feel loved. So if you can start providing that love and letting them know that you love them no matter what they've done or what's happened to them, they will start to open up, right? These spaces that have been so like compact for so long will start to release and open up. And that's how we move energy. We need that's like all of these parts to feel so safe. So that's my biggest recommendation. And then you can choose just like your favorite healing light, like we've been kind of talking about lately. I recommend using like white light for the root chakra. You can also work with the hue of the chakra if you want, like red light, 12th dimensional, 13th dimensional, red, sparkling light. Okay, whatever's calling to you, but like usually use 13, 14, 15th dimensional light if you can, or 12th dimensional and higher. And just clear it out, feel into it. I'm feeling unsafe. I'm feeling disconnected from God. Okay, I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to send white 12th dimensional light through there, just a clearing frequency. I'm clearing it out, you know, and just keep wafting that space or breathing in love into that space over and over until it starts to heal and open up, like I'm saying. There's so many ways that you can clear energy, so go with what like feels good to you. But I just wanted to explain that process because it is like really powerful if you can do a meditation and start clearing some of that stuff and investigating what's going on in there, like why you feel these certain pains in those areas, because it's all right there. All of those answers are right there for you. You just need to do the work, right?
It's a lot of work.
It's just interesting that you were talking about going really slow with the root chakra, because yes, we are developing it from like 0 to 7, right? Yeah. But a lot of stuff also that's being held in there can be ancestral. It can be astral trauma. There's a lot of like sexual trauma that can be held in the root chakra as well. Yeah. So to be able to like slow down and like try to clear that out, because there's a lot of time that it has been spent developing the trauma that is in there. So to like slow down and kind of realize what's going on and heal it is so powerful. Yeah.
I was just thinking, Neff, when you were talking about like the pure love aspect, I know that this isn't super easy for everybody, you know, finding, you know, saying, oh my God, I love you so much to yourself, you know, that's not regular for most people. So if you don't know how to do that yet, you know, you can think of someone else that you love, or maybe, you know, the purity of, you know, a child or a little baby that is in your family that you know. So that's another way that you can bring that pure love into your own life until you can like feel that love for within yourself, which is important practice.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's perfect. We're on the same wavelength right now, because I was just going to talk about that. Because yeah, if you guys are just starting, you'll like the bottom chakras, the root chakra especially, and the sacral, which is coming out next week. So watch out for the sacral. We're going to teach you guys all the chakras for like the next 2 months, and it's going to be incredible. But they are just like very dense. So if you're not experienced in energy healing yet, and if you need extra support, because like honestly, even me with the experience I have, there are some wounds that I will go and get support with. Like Becca is saying, if you have any sexual traumas, that's something you might actually want to have someone else, like Melani's saying, hold space with you, just to hold that loving space. And it just helps that space be like stronger, right? So you're not going to like fall into the trauma and like get lost in the trauma, because you have to stay in love when you're healing these wounds. You have to stay separated from them in that way that like you're vamping the space with love again, which is really what was there before. And you have to be strong enough to hold that space. So we have a few things going on. Astrano regeneration is only $9.99 a month right now. And, we do training and we help you guys do active healing every day. You'll get access to all of our leaders through that container. We wanted it to be like our first tier so everyone could be involved, and there's no like issues with paying the $9.99 a month for like something like that, which is really cool. And then our leader, Grace, also does one-on-one sessions. So if you need somebody to hold space, she can definitely do that for you. So we will drop the links to Astrano Regeneration and her website below if you guys need help. And, in the beginning, because it is a really dense chakra. Even I still go into my root chakra and I'm like, all right, baby, here we go. Like, bring the love, bring the love. You got to really hone that in sometimes, because some of those traumas can be really hard, guys. So we're here for you if you need us. Okay. Yeah. And we love you all so much. Is there anything else you girls want to say? No? Yes. We unconditionally love you so much. Okay. You are so unconditionally loved just as you are right now. For every single part of you is so unconditionally loved. You are a sacred divine being and you can totally do this. So yeah, look out for next week. We're going to go into the sacral chakra and we're going to teach you guys all like the whole system, right? The whole quantum system, so that you guys can fully heal and clear and step back into your divinity, and out of this like false matrix and false reality. Okay. Love you guys. And please like and subscribe, guys. If you support the fam here, it helps us just get our algorithms going and grow as a collective. So we love you. Thank you.